Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20. It's Women's Tour. It's our final episode, episode 47. We're going to wrap things up. But before we get to the World Championships, which is what I really wanted to focus on for this last episode, we have the, well, relatively sad and pathetic dumbed down of La Vuelta. It's really insulting, to be honest with you, that Grand Tour of 21 stages is dumbed down to 2 stages in Madrid. And that's all you get for the equivalent for the women. Well, anyway, we've got 13 kilometers left, and we've got this little hill right here. We're going to set ourselves up for our sprint, and then there's a short little time trial to wrap the race up. Del Sarto is the rider we'll be riding for, and then you've got Emma White to lead her out. Tioli would be the natural selection otherwise, but she's on just terrible condition today. Garfield, meanwhile, is one of our best options as a time trialist. So we're going to go ahead and use Garfield instead of Tioli. And nobody else other than Emma White is going to have any chance of doing anything tomorrow. So we'll just kind of go with a little bit of a race day condition. Tioli doing the early lead out. Let's get Sobi going as well, and there you go. Tioli already at the front, so that's good. Bringing her team forward, 12k to go. Still have not caught the breakaway. The breakaway, those last 2 riders. You can see we do a little bit of red bar damage, but that was because of an uphill section. We'll be able to get the rear end of the group to recover, but this is also going to bring us out front, which is where we obviously need to be for these final 10 kilometers. Tioli attacking on the downhill. Del Mar, Shapira getting caught, and then
the riders are closing on the last 8 kilometers of the
Sobi
stage,
as we
which
hit the
will
climb.
most
It's a good
likely
time
end
for
up
her
in a
to
mass
take over.
sprint. The pack is
Marie
back on
Gel
level
kicking
terms
in
with the breakaway group.
7k to go. Here's that last little hill, and this is a good time for us to be out front in a strong position. Now 6k to go. Sobi, a good strong climber, does really well until the moment we kind of top out the climb, and then she suffers. 4k to go. Cynthia Marie. Here's that last little hill. Let's attack this little hill. We've got enough protection still in front of us. You can see we just split the field in half. This is a good setup as we have 2k to go. Garfield now on the attack. Okay, Emma White to lead it out. 1k to go. Oh, it's technical. It's technical. Can we get a top 3? We are so close. We might just get that top 3. Emma White gets into the top 3. Del Sarto grabs 4th place. That's actually an excellent result. Voss is 8th. Chloe Dygert is 9th. I mean, and look at this small group. I wonder if they're going to get a time gap. Probably not, but wouldn't that be something? Getting into this last stage, if we suddenly have 7 of the riders among the 22 that have a gap over everybody else. Only 2 moderately even remotely close to having an ability in the time trial, but come on, time gap. Of course, game. Of course this game does not give a freaking time gap. I mean, that was a sizable gap. I was inside last 10k where that split happened, so okay, whatever. Final stage, it's only 11 kilometers. We're just about to set off, and because of the way the whole team was right at the front of that small group at the finish, everybody's going back to back, and that's going to make things a little difficult. Quick note though, McLeod, American, was on the podium just a moment ago, dropping to 3rd. We had Donadin in the top 5 until moments ago, and now we're looking at Sobi. I'm not going to mess with Marie. Let's not mess with. We only have so much time, and actually, you know what? Why not? Let's mess with it. So we'll set a 76. We've got to set the bar somewhere. And Garfield's the one we want to keep an eye on. We'll see if we can manage a 77. Manenti we're not worried about. Sobi getting by on that 76 so far. There's a lot of undulation, as flat as this looks, for just 11K. You can see there's some pretty heavy uphill sections. Well, anyway, Vanderpeet was in second just a little bit ago, was on the podium, just slipped down to 4th place. Garfield doing well so far at a 77, so that's good. Manenti, Tioli we'll keep an eye on. 77 seems to be working, but the 76 for Sobi, she doesn't have much left for the finish, but this is a downhill tuck section, sort of. Didn't look much like one, but she managed to put away a little bit of energy. But 76, now there's plenty left for the final push. 1.3K to go. Tacking for the line. Tacked a little too hard, but there you go. 90. Oof. Yikes. Yeah, not a good time so far. Garfield, the one we're really keeping an eye on besides Emma White, who's got that little time bonus. 16th, 44 seconds. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Manenti pushing. Tioli, I think we've managed things a bit better here. Del Sarto is not going to do much. We'll leave that on auto. Emma White, not a good race day condition. And it looks like we can push harder than we've pushed. So we're going to try to see what we can do with 79 for Emma White. Tioli approaching the finish here, and she's managed her energy a bit better. Yeah, she makes it right to the finish. 67th, minute 18, though. Garfield with the best time so far. We'll keep an eye on Emma White. Not expecting much from this one. Del Sarto actually might even end up with a better time. So far, the 79 has Emma White at a bit of a deficit, but you have that downhill section. We'll see how that turns out. Yeah, 79 a little too hard. Yeah, she doesn't quite make it to the finish. 20th with Garfield. Best we were able to muster. Chloe Dygert doesn't win this thing. She goes second. Voss is third. And that's who we were up against. Floor Vanderpeet hangs on to a top 10, though, with an 8th place. And we ride with Chloe Dygert as she takes on the World Championship Individual Time Trial. It's long. It's punchy. It's got a couple sectors, and Mabon McLeod really set the bar high as she ran well. But McLeod is balanced. She's a better climber than Dygert. While Dygert's obviously one of the best time trialists, if not the best time trialist in the world. So how she'll do will have a bit to do with those climbs. Van Vleuten, top of the standings right now. McLeod was top for literally just a moment before Van Vleuten crossed the line and dropped her to second. But she's still hanging on to 5th right now, and that's excellent. That's a really good result. And you can see Dygert's doing fairly well. I think she can push a little harder. That uphill section is going to be hard. It's going to take a lot out of her, but there's enough of a descent to make up for it. She was 6th at the first time check, a minute down, and that was the most climbing that you're going to have to do. This second time check should move her up the order a little bit. 1, she pushed ever so slightly harder. 2, it's been flat. We'll see what happens in the 3rd sector, though, with that big climb. 4th place, minute 23. Like I said, it stood to reason that she would improve her position here. Again, we still continue to push, but that'll take care of the climbing bits. She's good on the downhill, 77. Minnie will not match that. But she doesn't have much to push for the end, but we'll see. Slow down a little bit. Last 3 kilometers. We want to try to manage this effort. By the way, I love the new PCM21 system for time trials. Coming up on the line and pushing, and second. Van Vleuten's time holds up for now. Barnes can't beat it. Tuno can't beat it, but she does beat Dijgert. Van der Breggen. She was third. Will we keep a podium for Dijgert, who's not a climber? We do. Van der Breggen only gets 4th place, so we manage it just right. As a non-climber, this was not favorable to Dijgert, but she grabs a podium anyway. Thuno, who just won the time trial on that previous race in Spain, again gets on a podium here, but Van Vleuten with the win. The U.S. has one great sprinter, but in game she just retired. Without Rivera, the U.S. has a real crisis on its hands trying to come up with somebody who can win the World Championships when it's a pure sprint. Breakaway's already been caught. We tried to get a couple people into that breakaway, couldn't do anything with that, but with 16K to go, we're going to very, very soon here set up our sprint train and try to get things on the go. This is much better than what I'm used to working with my own team. We'll see if we can pull something off, but with the best sprinters here, I think we'll be happy with the top 5 most likely. Final 15 kilometers, we've got our 2 that have the weak flat ratings going first, Ireland and Jastrab, and then we have all of our really good flat rated riders, so Emma White, Garfield, and Dijgert Owen, who are going to be very quick naturally. And then we have our trio of sprinters, Garnier, who's got really good, good sprint, but bad acceleration, so she's not going to hurt those behind her. And then Williams is going to give us a good, stronger push towards the end, and then hopefully Colley still has enough left to really have a go at things. But Ireland, try to get her into the back of this group to break toe. 9K to go. And you can see we are not the only team that is having a push, having a go, as we actually lap somebody who was dropped by the group quite a while ago. Now 7K to go, and it's 99, I think, from here on out. Okay, here's that good flat rating. Emma White is fantastic for this. However, we need to really get on with the program. Put some distance. Wow, 2.5K. 2.5K. That is time for Garnier to start her sprint. Chloe Dijgert. Let's get the acceleration of Dijgert. We need that acceleration. Pull Garnier along a little bit more. Okay, now Garnier is done. So now we can go on to Williams at 1.3. Oh, I don't see Colley. There's Dijgert, who's in a really strong position. 600 meters, Colley. Colley coming through. Oh, we timed it perfect. We timed it absolutely perfect to get second. Michelle Colley. That was inch perfect because she ran out right on the line, and you can see how much faster she was than everybody else. We are nowhere near the fastest team, and we go oh so close to Grave. Takes the win, but we get a podium where I was hoping for a top 5. Lucinda Brand just 7th. Dijgert gets 8th, so that was a really good performance for her. Lily Williams also in 10th. Garfield with the lead out in 12th. Garnier in 15th. I mean, that is a lot of the American flag near the top of the standings, where it was very much not expected for this race. So, good way to finish things up. Not the win, but dang close with a podium. And actually back-to-back podiums, as we were able to get Dijgert onto the time trial podium as well. You would hope that she could win, but considering the profile that we were up against for that time trial, getting on the podium was good. Considering what we were up against here, a podium is fantastic. Let's go ahead and get our final season results, and then that's going to be it for this series. We ended up with a really nice way to end the season. Tour of Colombia was our final race. Sobi won 2 stages and the overall, so technically a triple win. Great way to go down. Our final ranking is 22nd for the index for next season. Now, this isn't the men's world tour. There aren't 19 teams. We didn't just miss. We actually missed by a fair bit. There's only 15 world tour teams in the women's peloton. More invites go out, and that's why we got quite a few world tour races this season. I actually like how that works, having more of the Continental Pro teams involved. And as a result, there are more Continental Pro teams. I mean, it goes all the way down to 45th. So you have a pool of 30 Continental Pro teams. Unlike last year where we barely made it into Continental Pro, this year, this coming season, we would be very, very comfortable in that. We're going from 3 stars up to 3.5. Good things. Good things are happening. Good things are coming. Now, in terms of the World Tour rankings, Confalonieri is the champion this year. That's interesting, but it is. Okay. Continental rankings, Sobi gets 15th overall. She moved up 10 places with that final race. And in the Super Prestige, we are somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, Rivera's still here. She just opted out of the race. Anyway, Sobi was 48th in the Super Prestige. Rankings, victories, nowhere near the top. But as a team, with only getting a handful of World Tour races, we did okay, especially after losing our top 2 riders. Continental, 13th. So not totally dominant. Look at that Continental team up there. Right behind the World Cycling Center. Super Prestige, though, that's where we really shined. I mean, we ended up 22nd overall. Pretty dang good. And that's about where the team would be starting next season. In fact, that's exactly where the team would be starting next season on paper. And, of course, I always perform above that, pull above that. So we've moved up a lot. Would be potentially moving up a lot. Looking forward to that next season. 15 wins on the year isn't a ton, but it's pretty solid. It's a good result. And here's that mix. We're going from 17 riders down to 16 on what we have signed, but that squad. The departures aren't complete yet. We've still got some riders that just haven't left. We've got 6 coming in, so that's only 11 that are actually being retained. Make that 10. 10 retained. We've got 7 departures. Just 4 of them haven't signed with anybody at this point. Mamalenti is the big one going out. That's the only one that hurt. That's the only one we didn't want to lose. But you can see just how much stronger the team's going to be next season, as we only have 1 quality rider outgoing, and then her replacement, Colonelli, is a 77 overall. And then with Consani and Tioli and Garfield, we're looking pretty dang good. Emma White also back. Bravich continues to improve. And then we also signed kind of a subset of good riders that are going to help fill out this squad. So this would be a good team next season. This would definitely be a team on the up and up. You can see how we're going from a bit punchy, losing Mamalenti. Okay, we lose a little bit there, but you can see how much stronger we're going to be in the sprint. And then we'll just continue to develop in other areas. So the team might not be headed to World Tour that following season, but I would imagine we'd be pretty dang close by next year. And, if we're able to re-sign Consani and Tioli, the only expiring contracts near the top, again, that's another step in the right direction. It's a squad capable of quite a bit. We're getting them close to being shaped into a World Tour team. And it's good to see, because obviously we've had to sacrifice and lose some big time riders, but with the group coming in, you would think there's a lot to like about it. Colonelli in particular, 77 overall, just 22 years of age. She's got plenty of time to develop. We've got a strong classics rider coming in Killen, who's a 71 overall at just 19 years old. Kurbanov, 71 overall, just 20 years of age. So long-term deals, things really to like. A 78-80 on the sprint already, a 71 overall. I mean, that's better than what we just did with grabbing second in the Worlds with the American sprinter. So yeah, good things. But it's the end of the series. Why? Because, well, PCM20, it's out. It's here. be sure to check it out. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Yes, that does it for this one, but I have enjoyed it. And do let me know in the comments below if you want to see a PCM21 Women's Tour Mod series at some point in the upcoming year, because I'm not sure if I'm going to do it again. It's been 2 years now. We haven't seen a team make it to the World Tour yet because I always start a bit later with it. We have fewer episodes with it, but that's because I have a smaller audience. 47 episodes is enough to turn a team around, as we've now seen, but it's not enough to take a bottom feeder and turn them into a World Tour contender. It takes too long, too many seasons to get that turned around. We had no reputation. Finally, we're getting there. Finally, riders want to sign with this squad, and that took a long time to build. It was a different challenge than what we've had in the past of trying to get riders willing to sign. Usually that happens a bit faster. Anyway, appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet, do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.